For decades, it drifted silently through the cold abyss of space, farther from Earth than any human-made object in history. It hadn't used one of its transmitters since 1981, a piece of equipment long considered dormant and forgotten. But then, out of nowhere, it spoke. Voyager 1, nearly 15 billion miles away, just phoned home using a backup transmitter that had been inactive for 43 years. In an event that has stunned engineers and inspired astronomers, the spacecraft, launched in 1977, has once again proven that the spirit of exploration is not only alive, but unstoppable. What caused this unexpected signal? How did NASA respond? And what does this moment tell us about the future of space travel? The answers will leave you speechless. In October 2024, Voyager 1 encountered a critical issue that threatened its connection to Earth, after a simple command was sent by NASA engineers to activate one of its heaters, a standard protocol to protect. On board instruments, something unexpected happened. Voyager's fault protection system was triggered. This safeguard, designed to protect the spacecraft from potential threats, immediately shut down its primary X-band radio transmitter, the system that had served as its lifeline to Earth for decades. Suddenly, humanity's voice in interstellar space had gone quiet, but what no one expected was what happened next. The spacecraft, without any human intervention, switched itself to a secondary transmitter, an old S-band unit that hadn't been used since the early 1980s. This transmitter was weaker, slower, and far less capable than the primary system, and yet from over 15 billion miles away it began sending a faint signal, a whisper in the void, back toward Earth. For NASA's Deep Space Network, a global system of massive radio antennas, the faint S-band signal posed an immense challenge. It was weaker, more delayed, and almost lost in the background noise of the cosmos. Still, NASA's engineers didn't hesitate. They fine-tuned their instruments with surgical precision, carefully adjusting frequencies to catch Voyager's ghostly message. Every signal took nearly 23 hours to arrive, and another 23 to send a response. The margin for error was microscopic. Any wrong command could have triggered another system shutdown. But after days of delicate calibration, they succeeded. On October 24th, contact was restored. Voyager 1, after nearly half a century in space, had officially reconnected with Earth using a backup system thought to be obsolete. For engineers, it was more than a technical achievement. It was a moment of triumph. A spacecraft once thought to be on its last breath had just reminded the world of its resilience. Voyager 1's mission has always defied expectations. Launched in 1977, it was only meant to study Jupiter and Saturn, but the spacecraft went further. In 1979, it delivered humanity's first close-up images of Jupiter's turbulent storms and revealed volcanic activity on its moon, Io, the first time active volcanoes were ever observed beyond Earth. Then came Saturn. Voyager 1's flyby in 1980 unveiled the stunning complexity of its rings and even discovered new ones, including the mysterious G-ring. After completing its planetary tour, the spacecraft didn't stop. It kept going, right out of the solar system. In 2012, Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause, becoming the first human-made object to enter interstellar space. Since then, it has been sending back data from a realm where no other spacecraft has ever ventured, direct measurements of the interstellar medium, cosmic rays, and magnetic fields. And now, with this recent signal, it proves once again that its mission isn't over, not yet. Voyager 1's surprising reactivation of its backup transmitter teaches us more than just engineering resilience. It proves the critical importance of redundancy in space exploration. Systems that were built nearly half a century ago and long forgotten can still play a vital role in saving a mission. It also shows us the power of autonomous systems. For years, Voyager 1 has operated mostly without real-time commands, detecting anomalies and adjusting itself in the vacuum of deep space. And then there's the human factor. This event rekindles something far more profound than science alone, a reminder of what it means to reach beyond our limits, to send a piece of ourselves into the dark with hope that it might one day speak back. Voyager 1 doesn't just carry instruments, it carries a golden record, a message from humanity to the stars. And now, that message is still alive, still traveling, still calling home. When Voyager 1's S-band signal was first detected, it wasn't just another technical reading, it was an emotional moment. Around the world, in darkened mission control. Rooms and late-night science labs, engineers, scientists, and space enthusiasts held their breath as the weak, ghostly signal was confirmed to be real. For many, this was more than data. It was a voice from the edge of the unknown, a message from a spacecraft launched when Jimmy Carter was president, when disco still ruled the radio, and when the internet didn't exist. And yet, against all odds, a piece of 1970s engineering had reached across time and space to say, "I'm still here." The emotional impact was immediate. Veteran NASA scientists who had worked on Voyager in their youth spoke publicly about tears, awe, and the reminder that some missions outlive the hands that built them. The world may be obsessed with the next iPhone, but Voyager reminded us that longevity still matters. It's a moment that transcends science and touches something universal, the human desire to endure. Voyager 1 doesn't just carry sensors and transmitters, it carries our voice. Mounted on the spacecraft is the famous Golden Record, a 12-inch gold-plated disc containing sounds and images selected to portray the diversity of life and culture on Earth. It includes greetings in 55 languages, music from Bach to Chuck Berry, the sound of a heartbeat, laughter, birds, whales, and a kiss. It's a time capsule, a snapshot of humanity frozen in 1977, hurtling into the cosmos at over 38,000 DAOs mph. And the fact that the spacecraft carrying it has just phoned home after 48 years sends chills down the spine. It means that this message is still active, still protected, still drifting into interstellar space, perhaps for billions of years. If Voyager 1 is ever intercepted by intelligent life or cosmic curiosity, the Golden Record will still be there, whispering who we were. And now that the spacecraft has reconnected, it feels like a pulse, as if the message is still alive, still being carried with pride, still seeking someone to listen. Even though Voyager 1 is now in a region of space where sunlight is a mere glimmer, and planetary bodies are far behind it, it continues to collect data from a place no other spacecraft has ever been. It measures cosmic rays, interstellar plasma, magnetic fields, and the density of the medium that exists between stars. These aren't just cold scientific readings, they're a glimpse into the structure of our galaxy's outer edges. The information Voyager sends back is shaping how we understand the boundary between our solar system and the rest of the Milky Way. What's more, its continued operation may lead to new discoveries about space weather, radiation belts, and galactic turbulence, all of which have implications for future deep space travel. And now that it's operating on its backup transmitter, some scientists speculate whether other dormant systems could be reactivated, possibly opening new pathways to explore. Voyager 1, once thought to be on the verge of silence, may still have chapters left to write. Voyager 1 is now over 15 billion miles from Earth. No object, no robot, no signal has gone further. It's alone in the truest sense, untouched by sunlight beyond any planet's gravitational pull, far beyond our Moon, our Mars rovers, and even the most ambitious telescopes. And yet, in its loneliness, it brings us together. It reminds us that even in the vast silence of space there can be connection, that a voice launched nearly 5 decades ago can still be heard, that something built by human hands can endure in the most unforgiving environment imaginable. Voyager 1 is not just a machine, it's a symbol, a lighthouse drifting at the edge of night. And when it reached out using a backup transmitter, something no one expected, it wasn't just about technology. It was about hope, about the resilience of our species, about the idea that when we aim high enough, some part of us never stops trying to come home. In an age where most technology becomes obsolete in just a few years, Voyager 1 has survived. Nearly 5 decades of darkness, distance, and silence, only to speak again using a forgotten transmitter once thought to be lost to time. What we just witnessed is not merely a feat of engineering, nor just a scientific anomaly. It is a message, not from Voyager, but from what Voyager represents: endurance, purpose, the unshakable human spirit. We sent a machine into the void, with no intention of ever bringing it back, and yet across the frozen silence of space, it remembered how to call home. That alone is a miracle. But more than that, it is a mirror. Voyager reminds us of who we were when we launched it: dreamers, risk-takers, explorers of the impossible. And now, nearly 50 years later, it challenges us to ask, are we still those people? If a spacecraft can awaken after decades and reach out, maybe it's time we also remember the power of bold questions, long journeys, and unreachable stars. So, now we turn to you. What do you think Voyager's last message really means? Do you believe this is just the beginning of a new phase in its mission, or is it a final farewell from the furthest edge of humanity's touch? Let us know in the comments. And if this story stirred something in you, subscribe to the channel.